Yeah, again, once again, good evening, everyone. I welcome you all for this AWS Solutions Architect training program. So I'll just recap before the things which we have, before proceeding to today's class settings. Okay. So in our yesterday's class, yes, we are going through the database section. We are going through the database section. In this database, we have gone through the RDS, especially in the RDS. So RDS, we have gone through some basic fundamentals about RDS. And the day before yesterday's class, we have gone through mostly the Canvas account and also the exploration, what all things you can really gain across. And also we have gone through creation of your RDS server. Creation of RDS server. In our yesterday's class, I was just recapping the what we call as once again, I did this RDS server, and then we have noted down certain important things like endpoint. The most important thing is that once the server is fully created and is available with all the parameters which I explained, yes, you get an endpoint. So once you get your endpoint, yes, you can also try connecting this server using any one of the methods. I have explained about a couple of methods yesterday. So in our yesterday's class, we did one KC also, knowledge check in the last, but before that, yes, we did a couple of things like we did this connecting the RDS server using one of the API, that is MySQL Workbench. Which is very popular, being used by most of the what we call as more or less most of the developers, okay, especially database administrators also, they use a lot. Yeah, and also we install this MySQL Workbench in Windows 10, and then if it requires, VC++ also needs to be. And then we configured to the server by using the endpoint, and then we connected successfully. We also tried to create, the database which is created, we explored, we created a table, and we added some kind of user data. And the second method also we have shown you using one of the EC2 instance, whether it is Windows or Linux, both of them are same. So the process is that if you have a Windows server, yes, you have done like this, you can install MySQL Workbench in that and then connect across. In Linux server also I have shown you. So what you can do is, I hope you all can hear properly without any glitches or breaks.
Yeah, we are able to hear you.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. So yes, we selected a Amazon Linux instance, and then I have given you a short notes of how to set up your MySQL client, that is yum, and also some 3 or 4 commands which are there, yum update, and of course yum install MariaDB, and you can verify verify whether MySQL is installed or not. Okay, you can say MySQL - version should display you, and also man MySQL should work. And then we connected using MySQL -u -p -h with the endpoint. Yes, it asks for password. Once it is, then you are into MySQL. Yeah, we also verified the database is there, and also we verified the tables also. Yes, if you are professional in database, yes, you can go ahead. So that's all we have done, apart from one of the what we call as we also did on this knowledge check yesterday, that is knowledge check 3. Yeah, any questions from anyone, please ask me now. And also I am expecting that tomorrow, day after, is a good time. Please complete this guided lab also, module 3, and today also I'll suggest you some more things which you can do. Yes, please. Any questions? If there are no questions, just let me know there are no questions, or you are good.
No questions.
Okay, Vamshi, no?
Yeah,
No questions, sir.
Tatvika, yes,
Yeah,
and
no
also
question.
Sai,
No questions.
Sharmila. I hope Sharmila and Jiva has gone through all the videos.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Could you access yesterday's video also, or you have
Yes,
downloaded?
yeah. I get that video.
Okay. because directly running from Google Drive may not be, but if you can download and then do, you can really explore. Okay, so hopefully, yes, you have gone through. And if there are still more questions, you can always ask me. So I'll just share my screen. I hope you all can see my shared screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, so yesterday we did this what we call as module 3, that is assignment, that is knowledge check, knowledge check. So hopefully everyone has done this module 3 knowledge check. I think still more. Sharmila has not yet done. Please complete that. Okay, you are left with knowledge check. Okay, and Vinay is done. Module 2 also has done. Module 3 also has done. That's nice. Yeah, yeah. So everyone please complete time to time. That's okay. So now my suggestion is we will first do one of the knowledge check and then we will proceed with today's class on database itself. We still have some more things which are there. We will explore. So keep your AWS Academy portal ready. So yeah, module 2 we will take care later. So module 3 I'm expecting all of you to do this guided lab. If possible, you can try this challenge lab also. So also I say that I'm not saying that need not do, please do, try to do. You can do unlimited times. Unlimited times you can do this particular one. You see this one, this also has been reduced from 80% to 70%. You can see here, earlier it was only for knowledge check was 70, but now this is also 70. Earlier everything was 80% score at least, but now you can see it is 70. So this is module 4 is really which we have already completed. That is adding a compute layer. We already did that. We understood about AMI. Please go through all the things which is there, which are very necessary for us. And I didn't do this elastic file system. I'll also speak next week elastic file system. Okay, so yes, what I do, let me check this knowledge check, whether we can do this without learning this. Otherwise, we will go through this database layer, module 5. One second, I'm just checking the. Yeah, 2-3 questions are there in EFS, so I have not yet. So let us, otherwise we will go through at a later stage, maybe next week, once we complete this particular modules. Okay, so for your home exercise, you can do this creating a static website, that is module 3 guided lab, and also module 5, which is creating an Amazon RDS. Okay, module 5 guided lab you can complete. 3 and 5 you can complete. 4 guided lab you may not be able to do this one. 4 I didn't teach about this EFS. Maybe next week you can try. Next week. So till then you can do this module 5 guided lab of creating RDS. Migrating also you can do it at a later stage. I'll speak about that later. And still more concepts which are there. This DynamoDB I'm going to explain today. Yeah, any other questions from any members? So today is 5. I think 3 and 4 is same, which we have done. 5082022. So DynamoDB. Again, I tell you, this DynamoDB is again Amazon's proprietary. As I mentioned that here Aurora is Amazon proprietary. Similarly, I'll have a session again on Aurora. There is a short notes. If time permits, we will visit this particular one. Otherwise, after DynamoDB, we will think about whether to do this Aurora or not. So DynamoDB is again Amazon's proprietary. So what is this really DynamoDB? I'll explain about that. So in one line, if I ask you, if I say this is a single digit latency, okay, single digit latency, which is very, very fast. This is having what we call as value, key value, okay, key value based, okay, and what I say is the tables, okay. One second. Meanwhile, there is a word for that. I'll tell you. I'll open the sandbox also parallelly, even though this is not very, very important, but still we should know. For the developers, it is very required. Otherwise, it's not much. So I'm just opening the sandbox also. You can open your free tier account or whatever it is. I'm just getting that thing ready. It's getting started. Yeah. So it is a single digit latency, key value based, and no SQL, what we call as database. No SQL here we mean to say is that it is not only SQL, not only SQL. I'll tell you what is the specification here, and also one more thing which I want to tell you, this is serverless. We don't have any behind server, and this operates in completely on SSDs, operates. I'll tell you, I am writing all the important points. Fully managed by Amazon, AWS. Fully managed, fully AWS managed. Okay. And a couple of other things which I want to tell you. This is serverless, fully managed, operates. See, if you want single digit latency, the performance should be high. Operates only on SSD. Only on SSD. It doesn't run on any lower speeds because high performance is required. High performance. Single digit latency means that it is very high for very high performance. Very high performance. You can increase so to a level because SSDs has a data transfer at 3 Gbps, 6 Gbps, 12 Gbps like that. So these are some of the specifications. Still more we will learn, and it is completely key value based. Key value based. We will understand about what is this key value based. I'll tell you. When you say that no SQL, not only SQL, some of you might understand about what is this. Relatively, there is one MongoDB which is there, which is also same, which is also works similarly. Here, the table which you create, is completely flexible. Completely flexible. I tell you, this is the table is completely. flexible. I mean that the data is coming dynamically. Dynamically means that you don't define the table initially. You only define the primary key. Okay, again I repeat, you only define primary key first. So once the primary key is defined, again I repeat, primary key is defined. Primary key means that suppose if you say name, primary key means that every record should contains the name, and the other parameters which are there, maybe other columns which you say can be dynamic. It will automatically be added as and when the data comes. That is why this is called as a Dynamo database. DynamoDB. Like I give an example for you to understand. So first one is that mandatory primary key, and the other things are all, it is automatically adjusted. So that's why we call as this is key value based. Key value. You provide a key, you provide the value. That's all. Suppose I'll give an example. I give an example. The data is streaming or data is coming from many directions. Data. So it has to be. It is not having a particular structure. Again, I tell you, particular structure. You know what is the meaning of structure means? Structure means is that predefined predefined table where you provide all your specifications, whether it is a name or whether it is a character or whether it is a date or whether it is an integer or whether it is a boolean or whatever it is. You define everything, and based on that the data should be streamlined. But here it's not like that. It's not like that. The data can come, it can be streaming or it can be floating or it can come from any direction. So while landing itself, it will construct the table itself. That's why we call it the DynamoDB. So what is there in the table initially? When you create a table, you only define the primary key. Suppose if I say the primary key, maybe name, I'll say name. This is the primary key, which is having character. I say character. This is the primary key. Again, I write at the top, this is the primary key. And define the primary key. Already I have this one. All right. So my first data is coming. So I say name 1 is the first one, which contains, I'm giving an example, please understand this one, example. So which contains for the first record, maybe age, I'll say here age. Maybe I'll say maybe 25, I write like this. And also maybe a place, you see Bangalore. This record has place. Okay. So a second record, since this primary key is mandate, name 2 should be there. Okay, name should be there. I don't know what is the age. I don't have the data, so I leave that blank. But I know he is from Hyderabad. I know that this place is from Hyderabad. I give it here. And I also have something else in this what we call as a record, in this data. I have something else which is there. I know what is the gender. Okay, I say this gender is maybe female. Okay, I'll say here gender. Okay, that's fine. And in the third one, I may get like this, name 3. I have an age, okay, 22. I say, I don't know which place it is, and I have a gender. Maybe I'll say it's a male. Okay, male. And then I also know that whether he is a graduate or not. He's a graduate. Like that, the table gets automatically updated. Yes. Okay. Name 4. I have something like that. The data comes on. Here I have maybe a data called as maybe 26. Okay. I know that he is from Bangalore. I know that this gender is also female. That's all. Okay. That's all. I have like this, the data. Maybe I can add something else also. Is this clear till now? This is DynamoDB. It is dynamic in nature. Only you have in the table the primary key. Yes, please. Any question?
Yes, sir. Yeah, got it.
Got it? So here the table is not static. You define only the primary key first. As and when the values come across, the table gets automatically dynamically updated. Earlier case, when you have you need to define the table first. If you want to modify the data or you want to add something into the table, you need to first append the table structure, I mean table definition or table, and then only you can add the data. Directly you can't do that, but here it's not like that. And remember certain important things, single digit latency, very ultra fast. That's what Amazon says. Key value based, no SQL, serverless. We don't have any behind infrastructure at all, like T2 micro, something like that. So then how you will be charged? I'll also explain about that. How you will be charged? I'll also explain
So
about
it's
that.
storage based, or like how is it? You mean like serverless in the sense? Are there no physical servers, you mean to
No
say?
physical servers. Amazon manages. We don't know how it is done. They might have a high-end servers or they may have a high-end architecture or whatever, we don't know, but it is fully managed by AWS. Of course, there
Okay.
should be an application, right? This DynamoDB is also an
Yeah.
application, right? So the application is fully managed by AWS. You cannot download anything. It can be
Yeah.
run only on the cloud. Okay,
Okay.
operates only on SSDs. Okay, so I'll explain a little bit more also. I think my lab is ready. I just go to the AWS. So certain captions are very important. Let us go through that. DynamoDB. So you see this one in services. Go to database and select this managed, no managed. Whenever you see managed means it's Amazon managed. NoSQL database. Okay, just to understand the captions very well. Amazon DynamoDB, a fast and flexible NoSQL database service for any scale. Whether you have small records or huge, also this can accommodate. Huge means in terabytes also it can accommodate. DynamoDB is fully managed, key value, and a document database that delivers single digit millisecond performance at any scale. Is this clear, all the captions? I hope.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. So please listen. This is something maybe new for all of you. We need to go through because you may get 1 or 2 questions also from this DynamoDB. So this is again, I tell you, this is wherever you see this Amazon means it is Amazon's, completely Amazon's AWS. So this is DynamoDB. Mostly this is being used in like your big data, of course, all these things. You use this particular type of this DynamoDB where you have high speed data, etc. Even in data sciences also we are using a lot of this DynamoDB. So I'll just start, create a new table. I'm going to create a table. So what is necessary for the table? Key value, the primary key. We also call this as the partition key. So this is called as the partition key, right? And this is called as the primary key. So I'll just give my table name, maybe Anand DY Dynamo. Okay, I'll just give this one. And one thing I didn't explain till now, how the pricing is done. How the pricing is done. I'll tell you. So this is serverless. Okay, you don't select any server. Fully managed by AWS. Then how it is charged? So you'll get one type of question like that. So I'll explain about that. So here, you see this one, I have given the table name. Partition key, I'll give it as something name. As I mentioned this one, this is my primary key, right? Name. And this is a character. And this is a character. Character is string, right? Binary, number. So 3 things are there. You can give this to string. And rest of the other things are optional. Rest of the other things are optional. So at this, the first part is done. Now you see here, just learn about this, what is this called as the pricing model. Please understand this one. If you say default settings, you will not understand about the pricing. Okay, go to customize settings. I'll just show you customize settings. So here you get a icon called as a capacity calculator. Capacity calculator. You will be charged based on the capacity calculations. Okay, see this one, very important. The first part is done. If you go with default, you will not see all these things. You will not see. Go for custom. Okay, because I need to do this custom also. So DynamoDB standard, DynamoDB standard IA. Okay, there are 2 type of tables which are there. Let me go with standard. Forget about this particular one. See the capacity calculator. Main important thing which is there. So now you have pricing for read, pricing for write. Again, I repeat, the pricing is done for both. Read. Anyone who reads the data also will be charged, and also for writing also it is charged. For writing is charged more, reading it is charged less. So how much it is charged? So there are three types of readings. You see this one? Three types of readings. Please understand this one. Eventually, strongly, transactional. Just make a note. This is the question which you get. Capacity calculator. For read as well as for write. So in read, you have three models which are there. Three models. The first one, you see this one, eventually consistent. Read types. Eventually consistent. Okay. Strongly consistent. Third one is transactional. Right. And in write, you have standard and transactional. And transactional. Is this clear? Please note down. Remembering is very, very important. You get only questions like this. So he may ask you. So there is a read consistent, so and so strongly consistent data of 8 KB and write of transactional of 8 KB. What is the capacity calculator? You need to understand about the capacity calculator. So you have both RCU, read capacity units. Okay, that RCU is read capacity units. Plus write capacity units. WCU is your equal to TCU, total capacity units. I'm writing on behalf of you. This is RCU. So the total capacity units are metered. Okay, you pay only for the TCU. So how it is calculated? You see this one: eventually consistent, strongly consistent, transactional consistent. So I select this particular one, eventually consistent. You see this one, average item size. Let it be 1 KB. Let it be 1 KB. If I say 4, or if I say 3, or if I say 2, so you can see this one, 2 reads is equal to 1 read capacity. If I make it more, then what is happening? The RCU is increasing here. Watching everyone? I'm making the total KB size only. So if there is a 3 KB, there are 2 RCUs. If it is only 2 KB, there is only 1 RCE for eventually consistent. So you make this one 2 KB, 1 RCU here. Now next is strongly consistent. You make it 1, it is 1. If you make it 2, there are 2. So that is 1 KB. The read capacity. If you make it transactional, if you make it 1, it is 2. If you make it 2, then it is 4. It is double. So here in transactional, 2 RCUs for 1 KB. 1 KB, 2 RCU. Is this clear, everyone? One RCU. Now coming to the right. Leave this particular one. Standard, you see this 1, it is 1. If I make it 2, it is 2. If I make it 3, it is 3. If I make it 4, it is 4. So every 1, you can see this one, 1 KB, 1 WCU. If I make it transactional, You see what is happening. 1 is 2. 1 is 2. 1 KB of size, 1 write per second. 1 KB of write per second will leads to 2 WCU. 2 WCU. So you see this one. So 1 KB, 2 WCU. Suppose if you make it as 1, everything 1, 1 here. So you see this one. Even if the data is 1 KB also, you will have 1 RCU. Even if you have 2 reads also, you will have 1 RCU. 1 RCU. If your data size is 100 KB, then you see what is happening. 25 read. So that is coming to 4 here, right? And here you see this one, 2 reads per second here. I think this is 4 KB. You see this one, 4 KB, 1 read. This is, yeah, strongly consistent. Transactional, it is double. Yeah, 1 read, strongly consistent 1 read, 4 KB. Here, you see this one, it is double. 1 into 4, 4 KB is 4, 1. Every 1 WCUs. 1 KB, that is 4. If it is 4 KB, 4. So transactional, it will be double. 8. This is clear. Here 4 KB, 1 RCU. Here also 1 RCU.
Is it not 1 KB, 1 RCU for strongly consistent?
I'll tell you, I made a mistake here. This is 8, this is 4, and this is 1. Sorry, once again.
Oh, is it 8?
8. Okay. 8. So for eventually consistent, you see this one, eventually it is 1 RCU. If it is 9, what happens? You see this one. 2.
Okay. So until 8, it is 1.
This is item size. You can write like this at the top. So if you select the next one, strongly consistent. See this one, this is 2. This is 2. And here it's double, 8 into 2. Transactional. If it is standard, it is 8.
Okay.
Right? Standard like that. 1, 1, twice. 8, 4, 1. Here, let me show you. Here, 8 KB, transactional. See this one? 4. 4. I'll give you the table. No need to by heart all these things. Suppose if my KB size is 100. See this one? This is transactional, eventually consistent. This is standard. If this is the scenario, he'll give you size is this one, 1 read per second. How much is the RCUs? 13. 4, 4, 4, 4. This is 100 KB, right? Up to 99, it will be 25, I think. 13, right? 13th one will start. 0 to 3, it is 1. 4 onwards, like you see this one, 3, it is 1. When you say 4, not 4, sorry, up to 8, this one, first one. Up to 7, it is 1 only. When you say 8, after 8, 9, you will see 2. That is 8 12s are 96, 100 means 13, right? 8 12s are 96 and 13th one. And if the data size is 100, like this 100 read capacity units. If it is transactional, 200. 213 is the size. and this is the cost. This is the cost of pricing calculator. Please go through this one. Yeah.
Calculator.
Yeah.
Would they be giving us the values and ask some different sort of questions, or this
No, he'll
value?
give straight away.
Yeah,
In a DynamoDB, the average item size is 100. Okay, like this, and read is eventually consistent. Write is maybe transactional. Tell the capacity units.
Okay.
That's all.
So then we have to memorize this.
It is hectic, but still we need to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. I will circulate that in the WhatsApp group also, right? This capacity calculator in a simplified format.
Sure.
Okay. Remember that. It is very important. Only for the exam time I remember, and then I forget again. We have to. I know that in read we have 3 types, and in write we have 2 types. So that part, and then capacity calculations needs to be done. This 841. Okay, we see this particular one 841 and 1 and 2. This side it is double. Write is costly. I mean, write means that what happens in transactional, write and read also will happen. So once it is written, it will read. So then the data consistency will be more. Strong consistency means that it will read 2 times before it delivers you. Sometimes what happens, one time reading you may get data errors. So if you read 2 times, then automatically it will compare whether 2 times reading is same. So that's why it's charging 2 times. Transactional, you see this one 2 times. Transactional means that write plus read. It will read, write, and again read. So it will be more accurate, like that. So this is how you calculate. So for our requirement, what we do for our requirement, this is only a capacity calculator. So if you take default, there will be 5, I think, which will be charged. 5 RCUs and 5 ACUs will be charged. I'll just say customization in capacity calculator also. Provisioned, I'll say. I want 1 capacity unit. That is enough for me actually. And write capacity also 1 I'll choose. If you select on demand means that it will start from 1, it can go up to any time, any duration. It is like on demand. It will start from 1 and then it will go automatically, whatever is that. If you say provision, the maximum will always be 1. Minimum will always be 1. You are defining. Is this clear, everyone? This is only a capacity calculator which I have shown you, but actually you are defining here whether it is on demand or provision. I hope you understood about the difference between on demand and provision. On demand means that the more the transactions are coming, it will automatically scale up. Actual reads and writes, application performance will be there here. But in provision, you define, optimize your by allocating your reads and writes in advance. You tell that. So it will not cross beyond that. Yes,
This also the calculation depends on the region as well, or like it's in a region independent.
See, again, I tell you, this is regional independent. This doesn't has any region. It is fully managed by AWS, serverless, everything. Right?
You select the default one.
Sorry?
So Dynamo,
So the cost is only based on your RCUs and WCU only. It doesn't based on region. Okay? Yeah, any other questions before I say?
I notice for the transactional it is charging more when you do some calculations.
Actually, yeah, transactional it will be high charge. You see this one in read also 1 KB they charge 2 RCUs. In write 1 is 2 RCUs. See this one? Yeah, twice the charge. So go through here. I'm seeing 1 WCU, 1 RCU. The size, because I don't have much data. All this data which I have is only this particular one, which will be less than 1 KB. So just
in case of your dynamic thing is disabled, but for us auto scaling is on in free tier.
I didn't get you.
So basically you select the provision, right? Setting info. Or in free tier, when we select that provision, the read capacity auto scale is on, and by default it would.
So if you say, did you select provision?
Yes, I select the provision.
Okay, auto scaling will be off. That is only for on demand. Auto scaling will be on.
No. It is on.
It is for on, sir. By default, it is showing on.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. In your
Leave
case,
it, leave it,
both.
leave it. That is only for on demand, it will show actually. It's on demand means that it is not. See, for provisioned, there is no auto scaling at all. Maybe it is, you cannot change to off or on also. It will be,
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is same for me. It's graded for like
yeah,
Vision we are
it will
having
not. You have the option of only selecting the capacity units. In
But
on demand, you don't have.
No, provisioned it is enabled the options on and off. By default, it is showing on enabled.
Absolutely.
yes. So
Absolutely.
we should be
Forget
off
about
this.
auto scaling. Auto scaling is only for on demand.
So it should be off in case of auto scaling.
It won't think about that.
Mhm.
It won't work because you already defined provisioned. It won't go for auto scaling.
Okay. So we should not worry about. We should be.
No, don't worry. In on demand only, it will go for auto scaling. If it is provisioned, the defined is only one. Max it will go only for one. Beyond that, it won't go. Right? Scroll down, scroll down. So the other things is, see here, you see this one. Once it is done, your read capacity is 1, write capacity is 1. So once again, I say this free tier, if you are doing less than 1 hour, you will not get any bill. Otherwise, you will be charged something like maybe around 5-10 rupees. So this one, this half a dollar is there, right? So that's why I'm asking you this one. This is not applicable in free tier. So in sandbox you can do. In sandbox you can.
Only the total read capacity and the write capacity showing by default 5.5.
5.5.
Yeah.
If you don't select that, it will be 5.5. If you don't do that, if you select, if you go for default settings, it will be 5.
No, it's in the provision, sir.
Here at the top, custom settings.
Customized settings, table class is
Yeah.
standard.
Customer setting, it is also charging, sir. Means the capacity unit is showing as a 5, and
Yeah.
the read capacity unit is 1.
So again, I repeat, please don't select default settings. Select customized settings first, and
We
then
have
select
selected,
DB
sir.
standard.
Okay, let me again reiterate. We have selected under table setting, customized setting. Under table class, we have selected DynamoDB standard.
Absolutely.
Right?
And then provisioned.
Then a read write capacity setting, we have select provisioned, and we should not off this.
So don't speak about that. Say that provisioned capacity units, how much you are given?
Only one.
1. Provisioned capacity units for write, how much?
1.
That's all. So
Then,
bottom you can see that.
yeah, but still it is showing 5 for
It will
writing.
come back. It will come back once you
Scaling, select off and then change the figure to 1. Then it is showing as read and write capacities as 1.
1.
Exactly.
Which one?
That's
Which
what
one you switch off?
In
the
provision,
auto scaling.
in free tier, we are still getting the option of auto scaling on, and it is being selected as on by default.
So make it off then in that case. But automatically, once you select provision 1, it will again automatically just adjust itself. But still, for your safer side, make it off.
Correct.
So create a table. So the table is getting created. You see this one here, provision 1 and provision WC 1 capacity unit will be there. So if you complete all these things, you will be charged within less than 1 hour, no billing will be there for this particular one. So the status is creating. Yeah, it is active now. So the table is now created with the primary key as name. This one. You see this one with provision capacity of 1 and 1 each. The size, I don't have anything, 0 bytes. This is DynamoDB standard. So now let us go through, go to the table. Go to the table, click the table. So the table is created now. You see this one, this is your key, which is there, primary key, which is the partition key or primary key, both of them are same. So name is string, you can see this one. So now let me add items. So this is called as items in our language. So this one, the first one, I'll add this items, this particular one. So how do I add items? Under actions, you can say create item. Under actions, you can say create item. Just click that. So the name is primary. So you need to provide. So what is the name? Name is name1. And add a new attribute. So I have something else also data. So I have A's, I have place also. So I have, how do I do that? Add a new attribute, maybe a place. Place is a string. I can define place is, what is the place name? Place, sorry, A's, right? A's is numeric. Okay. I'll say number is maybe 25, and place is also Bangalore. String. And say create item. For this particular item, I have, see, I'm doing manually. Normally it will be uploaded. If you have a database, you can upload it, DynamoDB. Automatically the tables will be added automatically. So yeah, Bangalore, yes, this is done. The first one I add now. So you see one item has been added. One item, where is the item? Where is the item? Okay, let me add other items also. There is one item here, it's there already. So let me add more items. So maybe create item. So name is name2. And next one is, what do I have here? Name2. I don't have A's. I have place Hyderabad. String. What else I have? I think I have gender. Gender is female. Gender is female. So I'll say a string. Create item. Okay. So I'll add more. Create item. Maybe name3. I think here I have again age. Age is 22 and gender is male. Number is 22 and string. What is that? Gender is male. Okay, what else do I have? Male. And also I have one more element which is called as graduate. String grad. Yes. Yeah, create item. So I have added 3 items. I'll add one more item. Name4. Sorry. Name4. Age is 26. And what else do I have? Place is Bangalore. Okay, I do have something else. Gender is female. Create item. Okay, now I think I have all various items, 4 items. Yeah, explore table items. I can see all the table items here. Yes, I'll just close this one. I have all the table items. Did you see everyone? Which is exactly the same. It is completely organized, even though you are just pushing the data. So the data can come like big data and etc. All these things, your Teradata, big data, which is coming, it is coming like a distributed file system. So how do you organize this, all these things? Like the data will automatically get aligned. It is a semi-structured data and it is now structured.
Can you go back to the screen, sir? Where should we see the data, the information which we entered, the fields?
The Explorer, the big one is there at the top. Explorer.
Okay, yeah. Got it, yeah.
Right? Okay. Now, suppose you may still believe that whether it is is it a table data or not? Now I want to know who are the members greater than age 25. I want to query age 25. I want to say that right? I can say scan or yeah, a scan. Maybe filters I can say, what is that? Age, right? Age, I can say number less than 25, right? Less than 25, less than or equal to 25. Say run. I should get these two, name 1 and name 3. Name 1 and name 3. Just say run. I got it, name 1 and name 3. Means that it is working. It is working. I'll just say remove and then run once again. You see this one, this one. I want maybe a little bit more. I want all females from Bangalore. I should get only name 4. All females from Bangalore. Right? I can say add a filter. This is first is a place. String to Bangalore. Maybe the next criteria is add a filter, gender, right? Gender. String equal to female. Just run. So I should get only name 4. I got it. See, not only from the console, you can also have a backend tools like Workbench or something like that. Maybe some people use this Eclipse and then they do all these things. For us, nothing required. Just to understand that this is also what we call as a schemaless database. Schemaless. We don't have any schema here. I can write here also serverless and schemaless. Yeah, got it, everyone?
The reset beside the run button is resetting the filters, right?
Yeah, it will remove and run.
I don't know. My table entries are gone.
No. No, it will not go just like that. You can reset and run once again. You'll see the tables.
That's what I don't know. I mean, other than that, I haven't clicked button.
You go to items. You go to items. You click once again the database, and you see explore all items. Did you see or not?
Explore all items is just coming an output showing that no, the query did not return any results.
Then it's gone, I think. Then something might have happened like this, selected and then deleted.
No, I haven't done that. Anyway, okay.
See, I'm not champion in this.
And we can add multiple filters multiple times.
Absolutely. You can add any type of criteria should match, then only it will produce the results. Got it, everyone? So once this is done, what you can do is just delete the database. Delete the table. Nothing much in this. If you are doing on what we call as deleting, it is deleting, getting deleted. If you are doing on what we call as sandbox, you need not worry, it will automatically get deleted. Otherwise, you need to delete.
Delete all CloudWatch alarms for this table. Checked, right?
Sorry? Yeah, when you see this DynamoDB, when you click this particular one, go to tables, the 3 buttons will be there, right? Go to tables, there should be no tables.
No, while deleting, delete all CloudWatch alarms for this table. That can
CloudWatch,
be...
Did you configure? If you are configured, then you please delete everything. I think there is a short notes here which I have written for cost calculations. Please go through this particular one, how to calculate. So here you see this one, DynamoDB capacity calculator. In sessions 9, again I show you, sessions 9, you have this DynamoDB cost calculations. So just open this particular one. So DynamoDB capacity calculator, RCU. You have three models which are there: eventually consistent, strong consistent, and transactional. That is for read. Read, eventually consistent, data size is 1 to 8 KB is considered as one read and one RCU. Strong is 1 to 4 KB. Transactional is also 1 to 4 KB. See, but here one read is considered as 2 RCUs. The data size is same, but here it is one read, one RCU. Here one read, 2 RCUs. In write, you have two models, standard, transactional. Data size 1 KB, 1 WCU. Transactional 1 KB, 2 WCU. Please have a note on this thing. This one, capacity calculator. Is this clear? This is better actually. The same one I have written here, but I didn't mention the size.
Any customers using this kind of database, sir?
Yeah. Today's lot of developments go through only in this one. See, I'll tell you where this is mostly being used. Where is that? Okay. I'll tell you mostly when the data is not structured. So today, let me tell you, you are using Facebook, you are using WhatsApp, you are using many social elements. That's what which we know. But how the data is getting aligned? You put a picture, automatically the names also will be tagged. Do you wish to tag so and so? How it is getting through all these things? It is learning, right?
Yeah.
So how it is learning? So it is keeping the data in a data set.
Correct.
Right? So when it is coming into the data set, it is organized. Earlier the data is unorganized.
True.
Is clear? So when it learns means that the data is coming from multiple directions and it is keeping in a data set. And this type of applications compulsory use this type of DynamoDB kind of. I'm not saying that DynamoDB is the only one. For Amazon, we are using DynamoDB. Maybe we have like as MongoDB is also best example.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why I gave example of big data. In big data, you see this one, you have a concept called as what is that? MapReduce. MapReduce. That how it works really, MapReduce in a distributed file system. It is a large file system, I tell you. It's a very large. So how that MapReduce? Anyone is having idea on MapReduce?
No, sir.
No idea.
No, not me.
So I'll just give you, this is not any official discussion. I just give you a short idea. So especially in a big data, the formula here, you can keep it mute. So the formula of how it works, the more and more the data, okay, when it arrives, the lesser and lesser that storage happens. Do you agree?
Yes, that's what they are maintaining the huge data.
Naturally, the more the data, the more the storage, right?
In RDBMS, it should be.
It is like that only. Even that's what we read and we studied also. But in big data, it is different. How this is done? The background is MapReduce. I'll tell you an example. Okay. So when a book, you take a book, you go to a library or you go to a bookshop, you have a book of 1000 pages or 500 pages. When you want to buy a book over there for a reference, will you read the entire book over there?
No.
What exactly you choose before buying the book?
Author, name.
I don't know about the author. I don't know about the name. I only see this AWS Solutions Architect. Will I buy?
Not really.
Of course, I need Solutions Architect book, but how do I buy? There will be some 8 to 10 type of books which are available. Which one do I really buy? What will you explore first?
Ratings.
The
Ratings.
ratings. Still more.
Reviews.
Ratings are
Reviews.
secondary.
Reviews.
Reviews, ratings are not the first thing.
Cost.
No. No.
Number of copies sold.
Huh?
Number of copies sold.
No. You're missing the very important thing. Why do you buy a book, a selected book? You explore the contents, right?
Correct.
Syllabus.
Contents,
Index.
syllabus. So why should we buy? Is this the book exactly what we want to buy? Then you say that, okay, I'm just referring the things. Price and all those things are, of course, okay, but that is not primary. If you really like the contents, what will you do?
Will buy.
You'll buy, that's all. Maybe the price may be 50 rupees, 100 rupees, or the 200 rupees, the other side, this side. You don't care about that. You will first get satisfied with the. So how do you explore the contents?
From
Table
index.
content-
From index.
Index.
What happens if
Index.
index is not there?
Table content must be there. Means any
Yeah, whether index or glossary, if it is not there, what will happen?
Will search for another.
Difficult to search.
Very difficult to search, right? Very difficult to get the things. You may reject also. You may be seeing the book may be excellent, but without index. So suppose if you are searching for an article called as DynamoDB, you want that. You want to do some notes or experiment. So you know that you want to explore over there and see how much is the content, knowledge, etc. So you go and see, yes, this fellow has given a better explanation. Okay, let me explore further, and then you'll buy. Maybe sample content, you'll not read the entire book there. Never, you can't do that. Right? This is how we do. Same logic here also we do. So index plays a very, very important role. So once the index is seen, DynamoDB, page number 242, okay, just go over there, jump over there. And then see, chuck. You'll not read, you'll not get time to read all the things. Maximum you'll spend about 10 minutes or 15 minutes per book. And then you will judge. Yes or no?
correct.
Okay. So same thing here also. The data, I'll just explain in big data how it is done. In big data. So the name itself is a huge data. Data is not static. Data can be increased, like your FB data or WhatsApp data, it is increasing. How it is managing? So in big data, what happens is that suppose if I take the data, like Rama is a good boy. This is the data. Right? I'm just giving you a sample, just to understand the logic behind. So now this will be indexed. This data is indexed. So Rama is a good boy. This is indexed. So now I am adding more data. Now I have a data called as Sita is a good girl. I am adding the data to the additional one which is there. So here Sita is a good girl. So now how do I add? So Sita is not there in the index. So I'll write that's the index Sita. Is there in the index or not? Yes or no?
Yes, it is there.
So if this is there, I'll map. It's already there. I need not write again. Same thing. I can create a map file. A is there or not?
Yes.
Mapped again. I need not write in the index. It's already mapped. Good.
Yes.
Map. Girl, not there. I can write it here. So only the data which is not occurred can be written. Rest all things will be called as mapped. So the more and more data, what happens is that the map file will increase, but your actual content is
Very less.
So this is how it functions in MapReduce. That's why we call it as a MapReduce. This is the algorithm behind in big data. So, okay, there are many number of functions which are there, how to create a map file. That is all the study of big data. Is this clear? In a nutshell, I have spoken. In a nutshell. Data can come, still more. I can write more and more in data. So, but thing is that just understand a map. Map is something which is relatively a map to a particular thing. You see this one, a particular content, a page number, it is a map. So straight away go to the page number 44, 244. You can see the data over there. Same thing, the map. That is how the data is now written. Huge data are written. You don't really write the data, you create a map. So that's why whenever you open the first page, chock, immediately it comes on your screen. How it is coming? One is your SSDs. Second one is also it is coming through maps. Is this clear? Anyway, that is off topic. So yeah, so we don't worry about that. There are many what we call as applications which are going on, especially in this what we call as semi-organized data. I don't say it is unorganized data. It is semi-organized data. Once if you create this data, raw data into structured, so that data is capable of creating a structure. So this is called a semi-organized. This type of applications like big data or which uses distributed file system, etc., which is semi-organized and unstructured or something like to structured format. And then once you have this one, you can export to a CSV file or you can export to a table, maybe what we call as MySQL or maybe any other tables also you can do. You can do anything like that. So this is what which is applicable in DynamoDB. Yeah. Clear, everyone? Please go through the costs and etc. All these things.
We have inserted entries, right? What if you want to just upload a data? Be it
we created a table.
Yes.
You create the table first with primary key and then just modify accordingly. There are various ways. So you can write some functions and then you can do that. You can do that. So, the lambda functions, etc. are there. I don't know how to do, but there are people who do. Okay. You create the table. So that once the table with the primary key is there, then you can automatically do certain functions. You can do one is functions. You can upload the data. I don't know all those things. I don't know. The data can be explored through lambda, through kinesis, through many other functions which are there. People do that. That is the DBS headache. Right? No. For us, strictly understand DynamoDB, RCU, WCU, that's all. What for this application is being used, how it is being used, that is application guy's headache. If you want to explore, go through the DynamoDB notes. Already there in what we call as yeah, DynamoDB. You see this PowerPoint presentation is also there. Okay. And also a short what we call as DynamoDB PDF is also there. Please explore this one. All the things which are there, the basics, the definition. Okay. If you want to explore further. Yeah, even how eventually consistent or strong consistent, how it works. The tables which I explained. With the base knowledge which I have given, you can go through. So please go through this ACID also.
On DynamoDB. I mean,
yeah, ACID also. This type of things may be known. ACID means atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. Okay, so please understand this one, ACID. Okay, so that's all about this what we call as DynamoDB. Already I have deleted the table. So once this is done, this is complete. Yeah, one more thing which I want to tell you in database, which is very important for exam, that is Elasticache. Elasticache. Please remember, Elasticache is very important, and this doesn't come under free tier, not even in this tier also. Not even in this tier also. So what is mainly meant for Elasticache? I'll tell you. Before I start, any questions from anyone? Okay. I just want to ask a question to all of you. What is the purpose of cache?
Instead of hitting database again and again, we have this mechanism where we are caching something in a memory or in a session where before going to database, if there is no change and fetching same data again and again, we can refer that so that the performance of the applications get increased.
Okay, your answer was lengthy, but it's okay. The last part has the answer. See, cache is mainly meant for performance. I take that. Okay, the performance. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Network traffic also.
Network traffic, how it will be?
Instead of directly going into the database, the next attempt it will go into the cache. So the number
No, that is not the how it is managed is that yes, Shashank has explained that. So the frequently used parts, once already it has read, and if you are reading it again, no need to again go reading the entire data from the disk or from whatever it is. It can be read from the cache, so that the speed up operations will happen. The speeding up operations will happen. So normally cache is a what type of memory? Anyone? Cache is a what type of memory?
Virtual kind of memory.
It is a virtual memory, I agree, but what type of high speed memory?
High speed memory, yes.
High speed. It is not like any what we call as hard disk, or it's not like that. It contains a high speed like what we call as a microchips, like a transistors or something like that. Very fast, very fast. So that's how, like, there are various type of cache. For CPU, we call it CPU cache. Okay. For CPU, we call it a CPU cache. For memory, for your hard disk, you have a hard disk cache. Speeds up. Even for printer also, there is a printer cache. For network also, network caching is there. For application, you have application caches are there. Why do we use? At every level, if you want to speed up or boost up the application from the normal performance, you use this cache. Yes or no? Understood? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Everyone. So without understanding about cache, we cannot go for Elasticache.
Questions.
Yeah, others also, please mention.
Understood, sir.
Okay.
Got
So,
it, sir.
yeah. So now, because multiple times we will be exploring about the previously also I explained about customer is always happy when once if the performance of the system is behaving good, right? That doesn't mean that you can use huge cost. He has his bucket with that the limit. If you are able to show good performance, he'll be happy. So now when you go for database applications, let us go to the database application. The database server, your RDS server, or where database residing maybe in one location. Okay, in one location. Let me tell, North Virginia. And if you have distributed people, again I tell you, distributed, like some you don't know also, some of them in Sydney, some of them in Tokyo, some of them in Mumbai, some in Paris, some maybe in Mexico, some maybe in Africa. I don't know. So then how will I really deploy that? So there are two methods. One is you can scale up. See, one system, if you are having one server, okay, one server, and if you have multiple transactions coming, can this server handle all these things?
Not really.
Not really. Sometimes you may get 404.
Correct.
Right? So then how will you handle? So either this one should have a support system, okay, one system, another system, like you are having another friend of you who is helping your activity, right?
Yes.
That also is possible. So if there are 3, 4, something like that, we call it replicas. The original database is replicated, maybe 4 or 5. So any kind of read transactions can be handled by the replicas. Someone, see, you go to Amazon.in. I'll tell you a simple example. Amazon.in. We normally, How much time we spend for exploring and how much time we really spend for transaction. Transaction is buying. Buying is the last part which you do, right?
Correct.
But before that, how much time? If you want to buy a mobile phone, how much time will you spend? Exploring.
More time, because we are finding so many things.
All those things are only read only, right?
Correct.
It doesn't modify the database. It doesn't modify the database. So naturally, the read performance can be gained by the replicas. You understood about what is the meaning of replica? A copy of the database is multiplied and it has its own instance again. I mean that you are not paying 1. If you have 2 replicas, 1 plus 2 replicas, you are paying 3 times. Understood? But the master database will be there in the 1. Write will be managed by 1 and automatically it will be updated to all the replicas. That is one method. Please listen, otherwise Elasticache understanding is very difficult. That is one method. Sometimes it is good. So like that, I tell you, Aurora can support up to 15 replicas. 15. Whereas your MySQL, I think 7 replicas you can support, I think maximum. You no need to buy hard, but understand that one. Replicas support. 7 replicas it can support. 1 master. Master is read write and the other one will be read only. There is one advantage also. If the master fails, out of all the other replicas, anyone can become master. Only one master will be there. That is the condition. Anyone. You can configure if there is a failover, you have high availability. This is called as high availability. You can do that. That can be done only in multi-availability zone. Is this clear? That can be done in multi-availability. In multi-availability zone, what will happen? There will be multiple copies, minimum 2. And multiple available copies will be there. No, I want 3 replicas. Okay, you can have 3. If you like that, I can go up to 15 in Aurora and 7 in MySQL. That is one. And the second method is not what we call as adding replicas. It is vertical scaling up. Means that, imagine if you are having 2 hands, you are doing some work. And imagine God has given you 4 hands. Then what will happen?
Task will quickly complete.
You can do more work, right?
Correct.
Same thing here also. You are increasing the in-memory so that the processing power will increase. Yes or no?
So this processing power comes under vertical scaling.
Yeah, it will come. Your instance values will be upgraded automatically, dynamically. If there are no transactions, it will come down. The cooldown, we call it the cooldown. Is this clear? 2 methods. Which one you want, you can choose. There are some advantages in both ways. Now I'll speak about the things which are really required for us. So this is Elasticache. I have a short notes also. I'll show you that. So just to go through these important points, in that go through this Elasticache. I'll just explain based on that. So you see this one in Elasticache. You see this one. There are 2 types of Elasticache. One is Elasticache with Redis and the other one is Elasticache with Memcache. I'll write it here. 2 types. One, Elasticache with Redis. The name itself is called as with Redis. The second one is called as Elasticache with Memcache. So the first one, Redis, It means redeployments, more or less similar to that. The first one, Elasticache with Redis, you see here. I'll just reduce. So what happens here? Like RDS supports multi-agents, read replicas and snapshot, same thing. The first master RDS copy, the snapshot will be taken and it will be redeployed. We did that, cloning and etc. all those things. This is called as asynchronous replication technology. Automatically, whenever you want more and more replicas, you can. Multi-agent differs from RDS as there is no standby, but if primary goes down, a read replica is promoted as primary, as I explained now. But it is limited to within the region. That is also there. In the same region only it operates. Right. Now let me just go through this memcache. Can be scaled by increasing the size and scaled out by adding nodes. The only one system which is there, you are adding actually more and more power to the system. You are not making replicas. You are only adding more and more power. The CPU, increasing the CPU. The memory, you are increasing the CPU by adding more and more nodes. But this can span across multiple agents also within the same region. Same thing, like here also, it cannot go beyond the region. This also same region, within the same region only it operates. So now just understand this one. So Elasticache, Redis and memcache. In Redis, it is persistent. The data is persistent because there is a replica, there is a snapshot, everything. Persistence means that even if you switch off, still the data is existing. Right? Whereas in memcache, you are only increasing the CPU power. If you switch off, the data is lost. It is a non-persistent. You are adding the additional nodes just to increase the power of the system, the master, the main system, just to increase that. So whatever the caching which we do, whatever the things which is done is only temporary. It will be written inside the memory and it will give it to the clients. Again, I tell you, it is only pure caching. There is no hard disk, nothing will be there. It only increases the CPU power. So that's why we call it non-persistent. The first one is, it is a read replica, you have a snapshot, everything which is there, it is persistent. And you have a snapshot and you have multiple copies, you can have automatic failover. If primary goes down, you can get secondary or third one, whatever it is. But here you don't have anything. Here you don't have anything. Scaling also can be done like read replicas, multiple nodes. Backup and restore supported in Redis. You can take a snapshot. You can take a snapshot of any read replica. But whereas in memcache, you can't do anything. In Elasticache, complex data objects, here only simple data objects which are there. So here also again, I tell you this one, this part, second part which is there. Your memcache is only just adding more and more nodes to support the primary database. Here there is no read replicas. We are adding more power. Caching data spreads across the nodes and node failure will always result in some data loss. Every node is doing some transactions. Only one database will be there. Okay, every node should be homogeneous and it should be the same instance type. You are adding more and more, like you are having 2 hands, you have 2 more hands like that. Right? If everyone is doing some work, if one hand is taken out, then the data is lost. Is this clear? Having any questions, please let me know. One question you may get in the exam. Elasticache with Redis and memcache. Redis is nothing but it is what we call as a kind of replicas. You have a snapshot, you can do whatever you want. You can have what we call as failover. I mean, if once it is failover, the other can be used and you pay multiple charges for every copy. But whereas in memcache, it's not like that. You are adding nodes to that whenever the data, I mean, which when there is more requirement, it adds more and more load. Everyone will help you. Everyone will help you. If there is anything which is damaged, one node, then automatically some damage will be there. Both ways are cached, out of which the first one is more costly than the second one. And the second one is more what we call as
risky. Risky.
Not risky. Okay, you can tell. I don't say it is risky. I can say this memcache is something more Yeah, you can say it is risky also, because once if anything happens, then there is some part of damage which will happen. And that is cheaper also. Memcache is cheaper.
Cheaper.
Because, yeah, compared to Redis. See, once
Yeah.
this, one more thing which is there in Redis, a read replica has been created, okay? You have to manually shut down. It will not go automatically on its own. It cannot. Is this clear? In Redis, if you trigger a deployment of read replica, it triggers, but it will not shut down. You have to manually do it. So you pay fully. But in
That
Memcache,
means
it's not like that.
that means descaling is not happening in replicas. Scaling up is happening because of configuration.
I don't call it a scaling. It is a replica. That's all.
Replica.
It is a replica, but you can understand like scaling is only in Memcache because you are adding instances here. So here you can do that. In Memcache, you can add and remove instance. If there is no load, you can shut down the instance automatically. But whereas in Redis, it's not like that. You have a snapshot which is created, it will duplicate automatically. You need to define, I need to, how much you can, something like that. Okay, the policy, it will, I want 10 replicas, okay. But everything within the region. Is this clear, everyone? Elasticache?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please ask me questions. So this type of questions are asked for solutions architect. One question you can expect compulsory in this particular one, in the Memcache. So that is the reason, please go through this particular one. So the short notes will also explore you all this thing. So here also you can see this one. It provides a high performance, resizable, cost effective in-memory cache and remove. So once you say hey, get started, it will ask you what type you want. So create a cluster, okay, a Redis cluster, that is the first model which is there, okay, Redis, or you can have a Memcache cluster, either of these two. So in Memcache cluster, if you ask, then okay, this is not applicable in this particular one. You need to define what type of instance you need. So once you specify this type, these are all cache instances, okay. You type it automatically, number of nodes, you can specify all these things, 1, 2, 4, like that, anything, then it works. But whereas the other one, it's not like that. It's not applicable in Canvas, or it's not applicable in FreeTire also, I tell you, just to go through. In Redis, you can define something like create Redis. It will take a snapshot, and then how many number of replicas you can define. Multi-agents is a must. Okay, so this is about Elasticache. And also one more thing which is there, it's not given in the exams recently, still we need to go through this one, which is it's not there here also. I'll show you in the notes. Yeah, Elasticache, Redshift. So after Aurora is coming into the service, this Redshift is not much being used. So just understand this one, fully managed. This is a petabyte scale database, petabyte scale database, data warehouse service. So it doesn't come under FreeTire or anything. Just understand the first line. Fully managed, fast, powerful, petabyte scale data warehouse service. Uses replication, continuous backups to enhance the availability, improve data durability, and automatically recover from node and any component failures. Massive parallel processing. This is one key element which you do. So because it is a petabyte scale, right? Naturally, there is a massive parallel processing by distributing parallelizing queries. It's a very complex database. Please understand this one. Columnar data storage, improving query performance, etc. Spot instances always not a option. You have to basically go for production environment only. I think that's all. Very few lines which are there. Just to understand the most important one in Redshift. They are not asking in the exam, but if they ask, just go through this particular one. Petabyte scale. They are asking mostly in Aurora. I'll just discuss about the Aurora. Yeah, Redshift. Just go through the caption. Access denied, access denied. Oh, okay. So just accelerate your time into sites. No, not like makes it easier to run, scale analytics without having to manage your data warehouse. Get insights by running real-time and predictive analytics of all your data across operational databases, data lake, data warehouse, and thousands of. See, we are not into the much into the database stream. Okay, just understand this one. Okay, we are solutions architects. These are mostly for the people who are more in database. Okay, so nothing much for us. So just understand this one, Amazon Redshift. Just it is there in the important points. Please go through that. Important points will always help you in brushing up your understanding well. And second thing, it is also good for your interviews also. And third thing is that for your exam. So this is a very simplified notes which is there. I consolidated notes. I felt this one is very, very, very good. Okay, for your preparation, please go through. And if you don't understand any of the lines or understanding any words, please refer Google and then also you can ask me. Okay, so that's all about this. This DynamoDB and of course your Elasticache about this database. So we are left with Aurora. I'll speak about this one. The documentation is already there. I'll speak about that. So my suggestion during the weekend, during this weekend, tomorrow, day after. So please go through number of things this week, whole week, whatever we have done, please go through. So S3, we have done that, storage especially. Please go through all the topics which we have gone through S3. And also we have gone through this database, RDS, DynamoDB, Elasticache, all these things, please go through very much. And next week will be very, very exciting week for all of you. Exciting week. I'll tell you, we'll be starting with what we call as this Aurora, a very simple thing. We'll finish off within 10-15 minutes. Then we are not going to do anything lab for that Aurora. We'll just go through the difference between MySQL and Aurora. That's all. It is also a database, but it is Amazon's. Then next is most important thing. We will start with a couple of things. Auto scaling, load balancer. We'll again come back to EC2. And then we'll also go with EFS, Elastic File System. So that will be the beginning. And then we will also go through the most important, what we call as area. Okay, that is the core modules of solutions architect, that is networking. Very, very, very important. Very few people can really teach this networking, I tell you, very few people. So please be very, very interactive, active, and also on time. Don't give. See, we are going into the core modules like networking, security, management, of course, automation. All these things are very, very important. We have just outlined some of the areas. The easiest one among all is your application, which we have done, this database application. Right? So please finish off this lab module of 3 and 5 of guided labs. Okay, so if any instructions is needed of any guidance is already there in sessions 21 also, please go through, and still you can ask me in the WhatsApp group. Yeah, any other questions before we sign off for today? So have your nice weekend, but don't neglect all these things. Labs needs to be done a couple of times. You can do it in Sandbox or you can do it in free time. So I have already given you the complete methodology of how to do. You should initiate your working. And solutions architect means is that they have to be sound enough for technical knowledge. It's not easy. It's not easy like practitioner. If a person is achieving solutions architect means he is well recognized in the industry. Right? Yeah, any other questions from any members before we sign off? Yes, please.
Nothing, sir.
No questions?
No,
So,
sir.
yeah, my sincere suggestion is that till we say conclude and till I log off, please don't sign off. Already Vinay Jain has gone. That is not good culture. I just want to remind, till we say sign off completely, don't get excited just running away. It doesn't look nice also. Yes, no topics. Okay, then have your nice weekend. We'll again meet on maybe Monday, same time. If there are any questions, so I want to take feedback from all of you. Shall we have Saturdays also classes? Not this Saturday, next Saturday onwards. If you want. If you are not excited, no sir, leave the privacy day for us. I will take that.
For next Saturday, I will be occupied, sir. For next Saturday only.
Sorry, next Saturday?
Next Saturday, I will be occupied. This Saturday, I will be available. So, you can, but next Saturday, I will be occupied for Saturday.
No,
Sunday.
no, this Saturday, because since there is no announcement, I do not want to
No,
Yeah.
just
that,
take it like that.
no. That's what I say. If we can start next to next, that would be really fine.
Next to next means almost you will be completing almost all the core modules. Our course is only 5 weeks. 5 weeks.
We'll
Today
make
is 6th
use
week.
of these weekends for practice, sir, for Saturday, Sunday.
Okay,
Only
okay.
continue the classes for 5
Yeah.
days.
No, no, I do not want to force you all. So please go through next week. You will be having much more. The thing is that the exercises plus Canvas, you will have more exercises. Okay. So I'll take your feedbacks. If in case, if you all of you agree, then only I'll take. Otherwise, no. But that doesn't mean that. That doesn't mean that I will force you anything like that. Nothing like that. You should have good bandwidth, and also your learning is very important for me. Okay, so nice time from for your weekend, and thank you from my side. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night.
Bye. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you.